may be late, but I'm right on time, y'all. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am live. I'm doing this video live. My name is the Infamous Kiki. Welcome to my channel. I'm the Infamous Kiki. I have a whole online dating playlist. I have been online dating off and on for 10 years. I have met various exes online on online dating. So I walk the walk and talk the talk. We're going to talk about what you need to do before you start online dating. There's going to be three things I'm going to talk about, three suggestions. There's many, many more things you can do to get prepared for online dating. But these are the three that I feel like people don't ever mention, people don't ever talk about. I rarely see anyone do videos or vlogs telling you how to get prepared to online date. There are a lot of people out there that may be single, newly widowed, newly separated, newly divorced, whatever it may be. And then your friend or family member may come to you and you're like, yeah, I'm looking for somebody. And they may come to you and be like, hey, I have a suggestion. You should online date. And the person who was suggesting it, they may not even have any online dating experience. So a lot of people suggesting people to go on online dating are people who are married, who are in couples, and they're well meaning. Don't get me wrong. They're very well meaning. Like they're trying, they feel like they're trying to help you. So they've seen online dating in commercials, or maybe they have had experience, or maybe they just feel like this is the thing that everybody does. And so they can't really prepare you because they don't even know. Um, a lot of people, I talk about this channel, a lot of people getting scammed. A lot of people got scammed because they were in long-term relationships and they recently became single for whatever reason. Um, and then they found online dating themselves or somebody suggested it, but they didn't know anything really about online dating. They've heard about it, they've seen those stupid, insipid Bumble commercials. Those Bumble commercials are dumb. They stupid, y'all. But they've seen commercials about it, and so they think that they know what online dating is, but it's not because people are getting scammed. So even if you're not on an online dating site, you may recommend this video for somebody who's maybe thinking about it or just starting, or even the people who've been on online dating sites, for a little bit now. That this is something that they can learn as well. So make sure you like, thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, put it in the comments. Maybe you have different ideas, maybe you agree, disagree, but here we go. So we're going to talk about three things that you should be doing, or somebody or advice before you even get on the app or the website or whatever it is. Before you download, these are things you should be doing. So not in any order of importance, but number one, before you get on a dating app, you should determine what you're getting on the dating app for. Okay. So each one of these, I'm going to kind of give a scenario, a synopsis, a brief explanation. This video shouldn't be too long. But I'm just going to explain what I mean. So you decide to get on online dating. You should know what you're going in there on the online dating app for. So what I mean by, are you looking for a hookup? Are you looking for something casual? Are you looking for a long-term relationship? Are you looking for just to get your feet wet, and maybe you just want to be able, you haven't dated a long time and you feel like, I'm going to use this as a way to just get used to being around people, or around the opposite sex, or around somebody that you're interested in. But you need to go in with some kind of plan of what you want to do. What is your accomplishment and your goal on this dating? Or maybe you just want to hook up. Maybe you're like, you got to scratch that itch, and maybe that's all. And all of these are fine. I'm not judging anybody. And also, as a grown person, you're able to change your mind. You may go into the dating app wanting one thing, and then after a couple of weeks or days or months or whatever, you may decide, you know what, I'm not ready for a relationship right now. Or maybe I'm tired of just wanting something casual and I want something real. And so you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to want whatever you want, but you need to go in there. Um, you need to figure it out. There are too many people online, and you ask them what they're looking for, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of going day by day. I'm winging it. 9 times out of 10, when people say that and you start probing them and asking them questions, they very well know how, have an idea of what they want, most people, but they just don't want to say it. So there are people out there that's talking about they're just going to take it day by day and person to person, and they really just want sex. So again, you determine what you want, and then when somebody's telling you, "I don't know what I want. I can't. I don't really know, and I'm just trying to take it day by day." Start asking questions, because again, in my experience, people know what they want, but they don't want to say it. If they're looking for something casual on a hookup, a lot of times they don't want to say that. They want to put it in their profile that they're looking that they're going to take things slow, and that they're just looking for fun, or they're just looking for somebody to get to know. 9 times out of 10, those are dog whistles and buzzwords for they're looking for a hookup. Most of the time, people know what they want, but they may not want to tell you. They may want to lie to you. They may want to deceive themselves. But if you start asking questions exactly what they want, then they tell you. And then when you're asking questions, again, when people are saying that they want relationships, I ask people, what does that mean to you? So that's another tidbit when it comes to you knowing what you want is what does that mean to you? There are people who have really weird notions of relationships that people take for granted. People are like, oh, somebody want a relationship. Of course, they mean they're trying to get to know somebody and da da da. There are some people idea wanting relationships mean that they're going to sleep with you on the first date. There are some people out there who are not going to sleep with you until they're in a committed relationship. Me. There are people out there whose idea of a relationship is that we talk on the phone, we don't really see each other, and we see each other once, and that's the idea of a committed relationship. There are scammers online. So again, always ask questions. Behind all of these suggestions I'm giving you, always ask questions. So back to what I was saying. Number one, figure out what you want. Number two, after you figured out what you want, the biggest one I have to say, I feel like is the most important, is figure out what do you want in another person. Now, when I ask people online and I ask people on dating apps and just ask people because I belong to certain Reddit groups, online dating Reddit groups, and I ask people, well, what are you looking for? The answers I get is, oh, I want somebody loyal, someone I'm attracted to, someone nice, someone easygoing. Okay, those are not those are not attributes. Those are qualities. There's a difference. Some people's idea, Tiffany says, some people's ideas of wanting a relationship online would be all about sex. Period. Right. People have different notions of relationships, so don't assume that what you want and how the pace that you go is what they go. You have to ask questions. But anyway, like I was saying, is that people, you ask me what they want. I want someone nice. I want someone attractive. I want somebody who's loyal, who's not a cheater. Okay, those are not qualities. And I have to tell grown people this all the time. Nobody goes into a relationship going, you know what? I want somebody who's going to cheat on me and lie to me and use me for my money and dump me. Like nobody knows that it's a given that you want someone to be loyal to you. It's a given that you want somebody that you're attracted to. It's a given that you want somebody that's going to be nice to you. Those are givens. No one wants to go into a relationship where someone's going to lie and cheat and deceive them. So beyond that, let's just push that to the side. What's up, Dustin? How you doing? Thank you for being here, you and Tiffany. Let's just push that to the side. So when I ask people, what are you looking for in a partner? I've had so many men not be able to answer this question. Uh, uh, um, uh, well, I don't know. How do you get on a dating app and not know what you want in the opposite sex or the same sex? Tiffany says some adults are not mentally equipped with having a high emotional IQ. You have never lied. Ain't no lies spoken here. But it gives me a lot of indication of what level you are if you can't answer that question. Wanting someone not to cheat on you, lie to you, abuse you, that's not an attribute. So when people ask you, what do you want in a man? I want somebody who's intelligent. I want somebody who's articulate. I want somebody who's financially stable, like I am. I want somebody who is a person that cares about other people and other things. I don't want a person that is not a compassionate person. I don't want a person that's not cultured. I don't want a person that's narrow-minded and afraid to try new things. So I prefer someone who's very open-minded. I prefer somebody who's open, very open. Um, Physically, intimacy is important for me. So it's important for somebody to have an open outlook and an open mind and not be bashful about that part. I could go on and on and on about the things that I look for in a person because I've actually sat and thought about it. There are people on there online, um, jumping into relationships and they just go what whoever wants them. We've all been there. I'm not going to lie. We've all been there. We've all settled. We've all jumped into bed in relationships with people that then 2 months later, or as some people 2-3 years later, they realize, you know what, I shouldn't even be with this person. Like, what was I thinking? Because a lot of people jump into intimacy before you even get to know a person. I don't recommend that. But I recommend that you really sit down and make a list. If you have to write it down, of what attributes and qualities you want in a person, not just the physical attributes, but that's a little important, but the mental and the lifestyle and the values. What kind of values you want this person to have? Because jumping into relationships and settling with whoever I want to be with whoever wants me, or oh, I've never really thought about it. What do you mean never really thought about it? You should know what's compatible with you. If you're a grown person and you don't have a lot of experience, you haven't had a lot of relationships, then I understand you're out exploring. Explore. If you're a young person in your 20s and you haven't had many relationships and you're just trying to find out what you like, you haven't really been through it. But if you're a grown ass person and you had marriages, divorces, breakups, kids, you should determine what works for you in a relationship and what don't. I can tell you what doesn't work for me. What doesn't work for me, I don't like people, I don't like homebodies. I don't like people that sit around and want to watch TV and play video games all day. That doesn't mesh with me. That may be good for other people. That's not good for me. I'm a very active person. So I like to get out. So I know what works for me in a relationship, what things that you should be able to learn from your past mistakes and your past relationships. You should be able to learn from them. I learned from my last relationship. It lasted 5 years. And I can tell you there's certain things in my relationship that I did like and I did like about my ex. And then there's certain things in the relationship that I did not like about my ex. And there's certain things that I'm like, oh, I'm not going down that road again. Never, never again. There's no way in HE double hockey sticks. I'm going down and experiencing some of the things that I experienced in my previous relationships. And then as a person, you grow and you change. So, what you want and what you don't want may change within time. And that's all up to you. And another thing I have to tell y'all, please stop apologizing for what you want. I know there are people out there with relationship blogs and telling y'all all kinds of crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Okay. But with this online dating stuff, it's a little bit different than dating in person. And I just need, there's people out there who I assume are well-meaning. I doubt it, but they're trying to sell something to you. They're trying to get clicks and views. They're trying to convince you that they're right. I'm not here to convince anybody that I'm right. I'm just here to help. That's all. I'm just to help. I'm just here to assist you on your journey. That's it. I'm not an expert. I'm not a guru. I'm not trying to sell you a product or get you to some coaching thing. I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm just here to try to chronicle my journey and pass on to you the things that I've learned. So I'm not trying to hurt nobody, trying not to sell nothing on nobody. But I can say that there are a lot of people out there telling people what they want and what they need and what they desire is not good enough. It's not going to happen. It's not. I would say, do you? You want whatever you want. I mean, you are attracted and you like whatever you like. Whatever works for you works for you. And don't let nobody shame you into thinking that, well, I can't ask for that. I've had so many men, not like these online vlogs and gurus, but just men online who are like, well, you're not going to find him. I had dudes say that you're not going to find a man like that. And all men want sex and you're not going to find a man. Okay, well, then I'm not going to have a man. So what? I told the dude, and so what? But there are certain things, yes, we all can compromise. We all can make concessions for, but not everything is a red flag or a deal breaker with me. Of course not. But there are certain things that I'm not going to put up with. There are certain things I'm not going to do in a relationship. I'm not going to chase no man. I'm not going to do stunts and tricks and flips and hound some guy into oblivion. I'm not going to be in a relationship where I'm going to be lonely or ignored. I'm not going to start out talking to somebody where they can't communicate, where they feel like they're not interested in me and they really, have no conversation skills, because I like a man who can talk. I'm a talker. I have a YouTube channel. Of course I'm a talker. Duh. So why would I be with a man over here grunting and farting? Honey, you want to go out to eat? You want it? That's my nightmare. I don't want to be with a man who's over here grunting and farting. That's not me. That you may like that. Some people like the strong, silent type. I do not. I like the chatty, active type. I don't want to sit up here and watch TV and be like, mm-hmm, honey, yeah. What are you doing? Nothing. What's up? Nothing. Where you going? Working. I don't want a relationship with nobody like. I had a relationship with somebody like that. No. Tiffany said, I would not rely on anyone to tell me what to do in my private life, period. I am not going to be a man's mother, maid, or prostitute. I don't have time to be babysit a grown man. Baby, no lies there again. I have no time to babysit a grown man. And there's a lot of people out there that want you to do stunts and tricks and flips. And, you know, look, if somebody don't like you because of the things that you like or the choices that or things that you are very important to you, then I tell everybody you have the freedom just to move on. Not every person you talk to is going to be your husband or wife. Move on. So, like I said, number two, I would write a list of what is your need? What is your physical needs? What are your emotional needs? Yes, what are your physical needs? That's important. What are your values? What are your deal breakers? What are your red flags? I think a lot of people get caught up in scams and heartbreaks and catfish because they don't know what their red flags are. What are your limits? And you should have limits. Let me repeat it again for the people in the back. You should have limits. If you're a person that have no limits, no boundary, that he or she can ask you for money, he or she can ask you for your car, your social security card, a copy of your driver's license, your bank account. If you're the type of person going into a relationship, you have no limits, I don't know what to tell you. You need to reevaluate your life choices. There should be limits on what you can do or don't do in a budding relationship. If you are married and living with that person, that's another conversation. Dating someone, whether you've seen that person or not, y'all been out, y'all been intimate, it's been 6 months. I don't care. If y'all are seeing each other and you're in a relationship and y'all dating, I have limits on that too. I'm not going to give you money. You're not going to be driving my car. It's been 6 months. I don't know what to tell you. Like life or death emergencies, that's one thing. But I'm not here to finance you. I'm not here to be your backup. You should already have your life together before we get together. And that's one of my requirements. I need a man that's stable and has his life together. I don't need a project man. I don't need a Build-A-Bear. I don't have time for that. I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that. I'm too old for that. I got kids to take care of. I don't need another child. I need a man. So whatever requirements that you want and you need are your requirements, and don't let anybody tell you. But you need to figure out what they are before you jump online. You need to figure out, your red flags and your limits. All that goes into the qualities that you're looking for. And number three, I would have to say you need to figure out your time limits. People go online, they don't have time limits. So what I mean by time limits is how long are you gonna talk to this man how long are you gonna talk to this man or woman be online before y'all exchange numbers? How long is it comfortable for you? And then I need you to say it with your whole chest. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm gonna get up close with y'all because I love y'all. I love y'all. I need y'all to say it with your whole chest. Okay? Don't let these people on the dating app or these gurus tell you that you need to step and fetch and pop and break dancing and you need to tuck your way into a relationship with somebody. Don't do that. I put it in your profile. Let them know up front. I'm not gonna sit here and exchange DMs with you for 2-3 weeks before we exchange phone numbers. That's me. I need to talk to you on the phone. I need to hear what your voice sounds like. So how long is it going to be before? And you don't have to be rude. You don't have to be confrontational about it. Just be very matter of fact. Especially I'm talking to my ladies out there because some of y'all are scared. And trust me, I've been there. I have been there. Where, the man's supposed to lead the relationship and they supposed to tell you how it's supposed to go. And you just supposed to sit back in your feminine and just be like, well, I'm letting the man lead the relationship. You will let the man lead the relationship and get ran over. Next thing you know, you talking to somebody for 4 months and y'all have never talked on the phone and you've never met them. And they supposedly live 30 minutes away. That's how letting a man lead you. You let a man lead me. I don't know. He's supposed to direct. I'm very matter of fact. I'm very upfront. And if somebody doesn't like it, I've had men I've had men that are like, that don't like it, where you're just blunt and straight to the point. Yeah, because I don't have time to sit here and hold your hand and baby you. So set limits. How long are you gonna DM this person before y'all exchange numbers? And I suggest that you do talk to the person over the phone. You need to hear the person's voice. Are they even articulate? They may type good on the app, but then you talk to them and you're like, oh wow, yikes. They sound a little, I don't know, unarticulate. So that you need to set limits on how long is it before you're going to meet. Now I understand, it depends on distance, it depends on work schedule and distance, but you need to lay some boundaries down, y'all. It's okay, and just tell them in the nicest, sweetest way possible. I'm really enjoying this conversation. I'm really enjoying. We seem like we have a good rapport. What do you think? And they're like, oh yeah, this is great. So how long do you think it's going to be before we meet in person? It's just that simple. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be mean. Just that simple. And see what they say. If they're like, oh, I got to get back to you in my work schedule. Okay, give them a chance to work things out. Maybe they have kids. Maybe they have family in the work schedule. And then set a date. Either you set the date or have them set the date. What do you think about this Saturday? What do you think about the 22nd? What about that day? Are you free? If you're not comfortable coming outright and asking, I know some people aren't, then just hint around it. Next Saturday I don't have anything going on. Like, usually if you give little breadcrumbs, if a person is really interested in seeing you, they will pick up on that and they will run with it. If you're leaving breadcrumbs and the person's not biting, and they're like, oh well, I gotta get back to you. Oh, I gotta work. I don't know. Huh? And especially the longer you talk. Because again, I tell people, messaging and talking on the phone is still an investment. I don't care what anybody tells you. People are like, oh, it's just messages. To me, that's an investment of my time. My time is valuable. While I'm sitting here messaging you and talking to you on the phone, I could be doing a YouTube video. I could be working. I work from home. I could be on my computer working right now. So you have to let an MFer know, like, I'm not on a dating app because I'm bored. I ain't got nothing else better to do. I got a job. I got kids. I got a life. I got 2 YouTube channels. I have things to do. So my time is precious. Whether we're talking about meeting, whether we're talking about texting, whether we're talking about on the phone, my time is precious. And like I said, you don't have to be rude or mean about it, but your time is precious. And don't let anybody tell you different. People like, oh, you just online, you just texting, you just messaging, it's no big deal. Maybe to a 25-year-old. I'm grown. Baby, I got shit to do. So get it together. Anyway, I talked to my child. But anyway, I'm like, I got stuff to do. So time is money. Especially as you get older, you're like, time is money. Time is precious. So don't let nobody mess up your time. They should respect your time and you should respect theirs. And if a person doesn't respect your time, I don't respect them. And if we're dealing with grown people, you're both adults, then you should know this. And so set time frames. Don't let people get away with this stuff, y'all. There are plenty of times I can tell you I've been online and talked to dudes for months and months. There's 2 dudes in particular I talked for months and months and months, never met them. They were texting me, they were in and out of my life for like 6 months. Where they would call me and text me and be like, oh, hey, what's up? And every time we meet, something would come up. Or they would never take the initiative to be like, hey, and I throw the breadcrumbs out there and they would be like, oh, well, I'll see, I'll get back to you. Never happened. Never met. And I just gave up and so I blocked them and stopped talking to them. People will waste your time. There are people online who have wives and husbands and boyfriends and girlfriends, and they are just there because they need someone to talk to, that they need someone because they're bored, they need someone because their boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife is not talking to them, or they're upset with them, or they're not having a good time in their relationship, and they just feel like they just need somebody else to talk to. You have those people online that are wasting your time. So besides the scammers and the freaks, there are those who are just want to waste your time. So put time limits and be firm and stick to your time limits. And like I said, just gently, sometimes you got to gently nudge and remind a person. And like I said, if none of that ever works, and there's still, because the point of a dating app is to meet, is to date, not to talk, not to do this, not to do this. So you got to tell a person, I'm on a dating app to meet. Tell them up front. The moment you start having conversations, the moment y'all start messing, what are you looking for? This is what I'm looking for. This is how I want things to kind of go. I want to talk, I want to video chat, and then I want to meet. I have no problem telling men that's how I see that things are going to go, and stick to it. And then there are people that want you to be on their timeline. I can compromise. I know people have life, but I can compromise on the time frames and the time limits, but only up to a certain point. If a person is hemming and hawing, they act like they don't want, I'll let them go and move on. Just let them go. Too many of y'all just want to hold on to this person that you barely know, that you've been messaging back and forth for a month, and somehow y'all have formed like irrational emotional attachments to somebody that you've never met. Stop that. I know for some people it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal for me. I'm not forming an attachment to somebody I've never met. But I know some people out there that they do this all the time. They'll start texting, messaging, and talking to somebody, and they start getting attached. If that is you and you feel like this is happening over and over again, I'm gonna need you to back way up and reevaluate yourself and figure out why you have such an angst, and learn about attachment styles, and realize that you may have an anxious attachment style. I'm very avoidant. And so if you don't know what attachment style is, there's videos on YouTube. You can look it up and figure out what your deal is. A lot of times it stems from childhood or relationships or trauma, but I need you to back up and figure out why. Because forming quick attachments to people that you've never met is going to end bad for you. It's just going to end in heartache, heartbreak, and it might end up you getting scammed, broke, or broken. I recommend you try to figure it out before you jump on a dating app. But again, the third thing I recommend is setting time frames and sticking to it, and say it with your whole chest. I tell everybody online, say it with your whole chest. If you get online and you're like, I'm looking for a traditional woman, I'm looking for, a religious woman, say it with your whole chest. Don't let people try to be like, you're not going to find that. That's impossible. Don't let people try to discourage you from liking whatever you like, and thinking that just because you get on online dating, all of a sudden you have to change your whole persona and your personality and what you like and don't like. And you have to be really, really, really flexible. And you can't tell people that you don't want to have sex. And you can't tell men that you want a relationship, because you're just going to scare them away. Susie, you can't tell them that. They're gonna scare them away. Honey, if I tell you I want a relationship and I ain't finna sleep with you before I barely even know you, and that scares you away, well, good. Hit the door. Hit the door. Good. I'm gonna wave to you. Bye. If that scares you away off of me, if your interest in me goes down because I won't F you on the third date, okay. I'll be like, next, swipe, move on. But there are so many people giving horrible advice about, you can't say that you want a relationship, and you can't say that you're looking for a partner, because people online, they're not there for that. There are some people that are not online for that. I don't want those people. Why would I want to trick somebody into being with me? I don't want to lie to somebody to get them to talk to me offline. I'm not trying to trick nobody for nothing. I'm not trying to trick you to be with me. I'm not trying to hide who I am, or I got to hide I have kids. Up front, I got 2 kids. This is their ages. I'm an involved parent. I don't hide who I am. I don't pretend to be something that I'm not. I don't lie or exaggerate or under exaggerate. You can't tell men that you're educated because you'll scare them away. You'll run them off. If you tell them you're too smart and too okay, well, I don't want to be with a man like that. Why would I be with a man that's intimidated by me? I don't need no man like that. I don't need a baby. I don't need a man that his ego is or where he at in life doesn't match to where I'm at. Why would I want to be with somebody like that? I don't want to be with nobody like that. I don't want to be somebody I gotta tiptoe around and I gotta hide things about what I do and my accomplishments. I'm gonna come over here and be like, I tell them I've had businesses. I'm an artist. I've had I have pictures in galleries. I've won awards. I've been on cover of magazines. What? You're intimidated? Bye. You're not the man for me. Say it with your whole chest. So, the three things that you need to do, we need to recap. Number one, figure out what you want on a dating app. Is it love? Is it sex? Is it something casual? Is it romance? Is it you just trying to get out there and dating? And then be honest and upfront with the people that you're talking to. Put it on your profile that that's what you're looking for. It helps weed out the nonsense. Number two, even if you got to write it down, make a list of what type of person you are looking for. Even if you write it down a list, it may change over time. Everything, you're a human being. There's certain qualities you may or may not like as time goes on, and go back and update your list. But know what you like and don't like. Don't get thrown in relationships because of the physical. I don't know how many relationships I fell into in my 20s because he was cute. He thought I was cute. We started kicking it. Next thing you know, we started kicking it all the time. And then next thing you know, 2 weeks later, 2 or 3 weeks later, surprise, surprise, we in a relationship. How did that happen? Oh, you guys are dating. You guys are in a relationship? Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess. Yeah, sure. Then 6 months later, I'm like, I don't even like this person. They'll start saying things and doing things, and you're like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute. What? Hold up. What? You said what? Oh, no. Because you guys didn't take time to get to know each other. Because I didn't have an idea what kind of man I like. I knew what I was attracted to. I know how I wanted to be treated, but that's not qualities and values. That's not commonality. So figure that out. Figure out what you like. You can't find you can't find the man or the woman for you if you don't know what that is. Do y'all understand that? That doesn't make any sense. And when you talk to people and they're like, I don't know what kind of person I like. I don't know. She got to be attractive and not a cheater and not a liar. Start asking questions. I need people to dig deep, to really think about what works for them and take lessons learned of their bad and past relationships. If you can't learn from your divorce or your past relationship, or even if it was good or bad or both, or you were widowed and you're like, I really like that about my husband or wife, and that I didn't really like. And so if you can't learn from your past mistakes and your past relationships, then I don't get online. Don't date nobody. Just go figure it out first. And number three, set deadlines into when you're going to talk to someone on the phone. How long is it going to be before you meet them? What kind of and say it again and say it with your whole chest. Tell the person, like, I need to know where this is going. How long is it going to be before we meet? You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be nasty, but don't let things go on for weeks and months, and you guys haven't even talked about when you're going to meet. You've gone for weeks and months. You haven't heard the person's voice over the phone. That's how people get got. That's how people get scammed. That's how people get catfished, because they are scared to ask questions and they let things go on too long. You should not be DMing somebody and talking to someone on a dating app for weeks and months and you guys have never met. If this person is talking to you and you're talking to them and you're talking on the phone and you're text messaging and you've invested time, because again, time is money, time is effort, time is life, time is your time that you could be doing other things. And this person is investing their time and you're investing your time. There's no reason why you guys shouldn't meet. Now, if you guys live long distance, I would say push that time up that you should meet within like a month or two. Because there is no reason why anybody should be talking to you and y'all in another state and the conversation hasn't been had as to when are we going to meet. Because that is the point of a dating app, y'all, is to date, is to meet people, whether they be local or long distance. So don't let these people throw up red herring after red herring and excuses. I'm working. My kids are here. I'm doing this. Look, if they can find time to text you all day, instead of texting me or messaging me all day or on the phone with me all day, we could be talking face to face. And if a person is hemming and hawing, leave them alone and move. There's a reason why they're hemming and hawing. There's a reason why they keep stalling. It's because something is going on. And I'm my personal opinion is I'm not here to figure it out. I'm not here. This is not Where's Waldo or Where in the World is Carmen San Diego, Where in the World is Carmen San Diego or Clue Game. I'm not here to play Shoots and Ladders or Monopoly. I'm not here to play games with you. I'm not here to try to be like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Like, I'm not here to try to figure you out or play games with you. I'm not hiding. I'm not ashamed. I video chat. Again, I've seen plenty of people deal with nonsense online. I've dealt with nonsense online and not dealing with it. So hopefully you guys can share this video with your loved ones. Make sure you visit my other channel, Nomadic Kitty, which is about travel and culture. And I plan to be posting another video. Nomadic Kitty has shorts, it has videos, and I plan to put all of my travel vlogs on there. I will be traveling next month to Florida, to Orlando. And so I'm going to, of course, take video of that. That's going to be on Nomadic Kitty. I'm going to a concert in July. That's going on Nomadic Kitty. I think Memorial Day we plan to go somewhere, and so all of my travels and adventures will be for this summer, which I do extensively, will be on Nomadic Kitty. I will be back tomorrow to do Love During Lockup. I watch Love During Lockup live, usually on Saturdays or Sundays. So I'll try to do it. Not tomorrow. I'm sorry, Saturday. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I keep getting my days mixed up. But everybody, I appreciate everybody being here. Tiffany, Dustin, anybody else that watched this video. And I appreciate it. And I will be back this weekend to do the Love During Lockup watch. And hopefully the episode won't be boring. But anyway, y'all peace out. And I'll put links to Nomadic Kitty in the description and in the comments. And make sure y'all comment and let me know, like I said, if you're thinking about getting on a dating app, or somebody just started, or somebody's thinking, maybe a family member or a friend or your mom is thinking about it, let them watch this video, child. In my online dating playlist will give you all kind of tips on how not to get scammed and what online dating is and what it ain't. So y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good evening. I'm out. Peace out. Peace you people out.